Go to all our social medias, Off the Clock Combos, everything. It's on IG, TikTok, OnlyFans. Y'all do all that. Yeah, we got OnlyFans. It's like, what? Wait a minute. What I sign myself up to? What it do, man? It's your boy Josh B. This is Off the Clock Convos with Josh B and Mr. O, man. I am so excited today, man. This got another dope episode, man. If you have not been checking out the episodes from the previous weeks, man, go check them out right now because you don't know what you're missing, man. This is great content, man. We just love doing what we doing, man. As you guys can see, I am by myself today, but I'm not alone. I'm not typically alone. But I have a special guest with me today, man. I got my guy, man. This guy I got with me, man, has well over 150K followers across all social medias. Man, this dude got his own meal, man. I'm talking about the LHUT meal, man. Who you know got their own meal? We ain't talking about no Big Macs. We ain't talking about, I'm talking about a dude from Birmingham got his own meal, dog. And this dude is so dope, man. He is the original experienced reviewer, man. Recognized as Birmingham's top influencer, award-winning entrepreneur, everybody's favorite cousin. I'm talking about a kid from the North Side. Right here for the North Side, man. Y'all make some love, show some love, clap it up in the comments. Do what you gotta do for my boy Ladarrius Hutcherson, aka LHUT. Come on, man. What it do, man? Appreciate you for stopping by Off the Clock Combos, man.
No problem.
This is dope, man, and I'm excited, man, because I love seeing. Well, first of all, I love seeing local people thriving.
Yeah.
Like you go out certain areas, man, you see a lot of people doing their thing, man, but when you see it right from home, bro,
yeah,
that junk is amazing, man. And I just want to start off outside of the social media, outside of influencer, outside of just what you are now. Like, who are you? Like, what if anybody don't know you, how can you explain yourself? Like, who are you? Who is Ladarrius Hutcherson?
I would say I am just like everybody else.
Right.
That's how I really like to describe myself. I think a lot of people think when you become get to a certain level or you get to a certain place in your life, then you are somebody like outside of who they can reach or whatever.
Right.
I'm just like everybody else. That's why I consider myself to be everybody's favorite cousin, because I think that it's somebody like me and everybody's family. You know, somebody funny, cool, who has the type of personality I have, and just like a magnet for people. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I'm just a person that I go after what I want. You know what I'm saying? If I say I want to do it, I do it. I'm family oriented.
Okay.
I am educated. I'm a lot of things.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
So it was. Is it safe to say that it's always been your dream to be an influencer, or just something just like you woke up like, man, let me just do this review and just kind of went from there?
Oh, I ain't had no dream of doing it. But the only thing that I would say is I did want to do YouTube at one point.
Okay.
That's when YouTube was like real popular. Everybody wanted to do it.
Right.
I did want to be a YouTuber, but that was like 2015.
Okay.
The influencing thing that happened to like 2022. You know what I'm saying? And so I had no plans on it happening. It just happened because I went into a restaurant. I did a video and it went viral.
What was your first video?
It was at Roost Place. Roost Place. It used to be in Irondale.
Okay.
Soul food restaurant, black owned. I just went in there. I did a video. I didn't really even want to go. I wasn't even supposed to go that day. My friend told me to go with her.
Wow.
And I did the video. I wasn't even recording no content. I mean, I was doing like content, trying to start
but
doing
you
content.
I
wasn't going there to do it.
Right.
I just went there.
Yeah.
I recorded the video and I posted it. It's like a 30-second video, and it just went crazy. And it was crazy. It was crazy.
Wow. And from that point, it's just like, okay, you just thought about like, maybe there's something I can probably.
Actually, after the video went viral, of course, people was in the comments, and they was like, well, you need to go to here. You need to go here. Try this, try that, or whatever. So they kind of like pushed me into it.
Right.
And so what I always say is, I think that where I'm at is a sum of course, God, myself, and a bunch of people just believing in what they see.
Right.
And believing in my ability to tell a story within the video, because that's pretty much what it is. I'm telling the story. I'm giving my experience from my vantage point.
And the thing is, it's almost like people have to. They engage into your content, but they're also trusting your word.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Because you may go sit down somewhere like, man, this, you're telling everything. And it's so crazy because you're putting so many platforms, on shine, like nobody never, like hidden gems.
Yeah.
I know one time I look at your TikTok, I'm like, I did not know this was in Birmingham. You know what I'm saying? I've been here 32 years of my life. So it's like, where does this come from?
Yeah.
And it's like, how is he even finding this? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it's like you really like that, almost like a GPS for Birmingham. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I think at a point in time, I was like, okay, I got motion. Like, people like this.
Right,
so I was researching, I was finding whatever. But then now it's got a little bit easier because they kind of find me.
Yeah. So let's go back for a minute. Let's go back. What was your childhood like growing up? Like what was that experience? Like you're originally from Birmingham, right? So what was your childhood growing up like? Like how was it like through your high school? You like what type of person would somebody say theirs was?
My school years was great. I was always like academically smart. Like I was always good.
Yeah.
In academics. I was, as far back as I can remember, I was in the Beta Club, the SGA. I was in National Honor Society.
Right.
Future Business Leaders of America. All those things. Like I was always a part of something. But I was always cool. Like that's why I tell people, like, me being in the position I'm in now, it fazed me in a sense because it's a lot of eyes on me or whatever. But I've always been well received by people. You know what I'm saying? It's not like a lot of people, they get into this and that's their first time ever having attention on that.
Right.
It's been, I've had that before or whatever. But high school, elementary school, middle high school was always really good for me. I come from the north side, so I went to North Birmingham Elementary. I went to Hutcherson Middle School. I went to Carver High School. And so I kept my same friends throughout, from elementary through high school. And still to this day, some of them.
That's dope. That's dope. So like, what are the things you like to do, like, outside of just regular content? I know right now it's almost like when you become content creators, and even for the guys that be on TikTok, I hop on TikTok and I be seeing dudes on that battle and everybody be doing all that type of stuff, and but it's like a job now. Years ago, growing up, we wasn't hopping on no. We had the MySpaces, we had the Bebo, but it wasn't as popular as it is now. So it's like now you actually have younger generations and younger people growing up saying, man, I want to be a content creator. So it's like, I see what this guy doing, and I see like he literally making money just behind with a phone in his hand or behind a computer screen and whatever. So like, what are your hobbies outside of that? Is there any hobbies like to do outside, or is just like you just bamboozle with?
Well, now, but to be honest with you, because I have to be outside, I have to do a lot. Really, at this point, it's just being at home, chilling and doing nothing. Honestly, because everything else, anything that I really want to do, I do it. You know what I'm saying? Only because like the world that I'm in, it affords me that, and most times it's just me going because I got invited to come. You know what I'm saying? Right. But that can be draining. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people look at it and they say, "Oh, he do it, and it looks fun." It is. It's a great time. Draining, but you have to give yourself some time to reset. Right. And so my reset is just being at home, chilling, doing nothing, talking to nobody, just to myself.
So have you always been that kind of isolated? Or it's just kind of like this kind of career path make you got you to
it has. It changed you. You know what I'm saying? Because I used to, I've always been like a people person, and I still am now. And I feel like in order to keep that, I gotta preserve some of myself, because I don't want people to meet me and get the wrong impression just because I may be having a bad day or I'm exhausted. Right. You know what I'm saying? Because it can exhaust you when you're going. Then you gotta always be on. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes it's good to just turn yourself off. Right. Get some rest, chill, reset, then you back out into the world. You able to get people your best self.
So what motivates you? Like what give you that drive? Like, man, I'm tired. I'm exhausted. I done did 3 events you know what I'm saying, back to back events. Now I gotta do this content. Now somebody want to become to their restaurant. Like, what motivates you to say, man, I got to get this done. I got to do this.
I think it's the fact that I want to continue to outdo myself. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So many of the things that I've been doing lately is things that has made me like completely uncomfortable. Like stuff that I didn't necessarily think I ain't gonna say I wouldn't do, but I don't know if the opportunity would have been afforded to me in the way that it has because of the platform that I'm on. You know, because when so many eyes on you, so many people see, like I said, going back to what I said, they see things in me that I don't necessarily even know that it's possible for me.
Right.
But I that motivates me to keep going because it's like I'm doing things that are separating me and making me become like my best self. You know what I'm saying? Even when I feel like I'm like I promise you, every time I have a thought, I'm like, I just feel like, because to people, they be like, you're doing a lot, you're doing great. To me, I'm like, I want to do more. And then sometimes I feel like God will sit you down for a minute and be look, I'm slow you down this week, and then the next week it just be like an influx. So that motivates me. It motivates me when I think about how the people that follow me, how they react to the journey. Because I feel like all my followers and the people that support me have been on this journey along with me. So anytime I get to do something that not only just make me proud and my family proud, but make the people that support me proud.
Wow. So who has been your biggest inspiration on this journey?
Honestly, if I'm being quite honest with you, the people. Let me tell you, when I get to meet people and they react to me and they tell me like I was going through a dark time and I was just watching your videos. People don't understand how they make you feel. It's insane that you literally are a part of somebody's journey. You know? And honestly, even when I'm doing content now, I don't think about it in that way, but it's not until people come up to me and say stuff to me like that puts it all into perspective for me. Then of course you have my family. My family is just they super proud. You know, it's all a learning experience for us all. But everybody around me that show love really, honestly, it's inspiring to me.
So you think it's gonna come to a point where you're gonna have I don't know if you have a team or not, but it's gonna come to a point where you have to have a team where everything will get jam packed. Where you're like, man, I'm getting exhausted. I need some help. You know what I'm saying?
I do.
Okay.
So the one thing that I told myself at the beginning of this year is that this year is about. So the first year, 2020. I consider 2023 to be the first technical year. Because like I said, I went viral in like August of 2022. Then the next year came around. When 2020, by the time 2023 came around, I was like, okay, but this is the thing. People, at that point, it had been like over 6 months. People was like still engaged. I'm like, oh, they like this. So I'm like, I gotta just go. 2023 was like the go year for me. 2024 was more of like a learning year. It was so much to learn in business and like really understanding the fact that, okay, this is not just go no more. This turned into like a business or whatever.
Yeah, most definitely.
And then once I started to understand that, when 2025 came along, I was like, okay, now I feel like I got myself paced. You know what I'm saying? I got my bearings and I know a little bit more. Now it's time for me to like plant myself and really build from that. And so I have people around me, brand manager, assistant, you know, like people that I work with actively, like videographers, photographers. You know what I'm saying? Just people that I can have readily available to be able to assist me because things do come up real quick, you know. And when you're working with like different brands and stuff, they might write you on a Friday and say, we want you to do it, but can you have it done by Tuesday? You know what I'm saying? That's a quick turnaround.
So what do you see? I'm curious, man. Like because you started out with the reviews and, you know, doing restaurants and then not necessarily just restaurants. You're reviewing different. I saw this earlier. Gosh, what's the name of that place?
Up Down.
It was like a kid. You talking about a kid place where you was painting.
Oh, Inspiration.
Yeah. So you're doing. You're not necessarily just doing food, man. You're doing different places. What do you think the next step would be from that? Like, what you see yourself like? Okay, I've done this. I know that this only can go so far because you know, if I'm just in Birmingham, you know, I just probably told everybody what everything in Birmingham. You know, what do you think is coming from behind that? Like, what's next behind just reviews?
Well, I think that for me, I've like I said, a lot of stuff that has happened for me has been just God just doing his thing or whatever. But also with that being said, I'm also a very intentional person too.
Okay.
So everything that I do it with intention, and I don't associate myself with every opportunity that come my way because I feel like is that gonna work for me while I'm trying to go? You know what I'm saying? I'm just I'm forward thinking like that. So I don't think that I would ever stop being a part of what's going on in Birmingham because I feel like as Birmingham is growing, I'm growing. You know, and so, but I got advice from another one of my influencer friends who's been doing it for a long time, very, very successful. And she told me some great advice as far as like expanding my brand. She's like, just because Birmingham is what it is, you have to, and because people are used to me being here, you have to just let your followers grow with you like piece by piece. Like you go from Birmingham, you go to Atlanta, then you go to.
I was just about to ask you that about this too. Yeah,
I can't just jump from Birmingham to New York. To
right.
That would confuse my audience because really the everyday person don't have either the time or the resources to just jump on the plane to go to LA. I may be able to do it, but everybody can't do it. So I have to gradually let people grow with me. So that's the plan as far as that's concerned. And also too, so many opportunities come my way to do other things or whatever, like TV and stuff like that. So I think just the progression of it, of course, will end up like TV and things like that. Yeah.
Is that something you think you like that TV thing? That's just one you see yourself doing pretty much.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I already got like an idea and stuff in mind for that. So yeah, I could definitely see that.
Yeah, I was going to ask you because about just transitioning from just Birmingham, how smooth it would be going to like you say Atlanta. Or just going to like a Tennessee, you know what I'm saying? Because you may have followers, and I'm pretty sure you do have followers across different states. Yeah, and they may say, "Shoot, hey, Hut, come to Tennessee. I got, you know what I'm saying? I need to, you know."
They do, but when it comes to that though, I always say it gotta be worth my while. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So it gotta make sense.
Yeah, but like when I go to Atlanta or when I go to Tennessee or something like that, I'll reach out to people and like I'm coming, you know, let's make some work, you know, type of thing. Okay. But yeah, people do reach out all the time. People I've been reached out to from all kind of places, to be honest with you, because my market is people. A lot of people think it's just Birmingham, but it's not really just Birmingham. It's far out because a lot of people that follow me, they're like historians or whatever, and they love the history of Birmingham, and so a lot of people come here to visit, and so they use my platform as like the way they create their itinerary when they come to Birmingham. So then they introduce me to the people that where they're from. You know what I'm saying? So it just grow like that.
And you know it's crazy because when you know some people type in on TikTok things to do in Alabama, things to do in Atlanta, things to do in there. You know, you say things to do in Birmingham, you're gonna pop up. Yeah. So it's almost like you're that guide, you're that tour guide. So when people visiting the city, they just say, "Shoot, let me check out Hut page," and like, "Oh, we can go take the kids here, or we can go eat here." You know what I'm saying? So it's almost like, man, you're a vital. You're so vital to what's needed, and it's crazy because it's simple. It's you know, it's not like, you know, it's a hard thing. It's you're just doing something very simple, but it's strategic what you're doing.
Yeah, I think that when I first started doing it was other people doing it, to be honest with you.
Okay.
But just to be completely transparent, when my video, that first video went viral, I wasn't even on TikTok like that.
Okay.
Really, honestly, I didn't even really know how to work it.
Right.
And then, you know, so I didn't know anybody else that was doing what I was doing. I didn't find out about other people until after I started, because of course once the demand got higher, I had to get more. I'm like, okay, let me figure this out.
Right.
Then I started figuring out, okay, there are other people that do this or whatever. Yeah. And so, but the thing is, I always tell people, I think the thing that separates you from other people is you being you. You are uniquely yourself. You know what I'm saying? And so you don't have to model after nobody else. You got it already right there in you. Right. And so I think when I came along, it may have been just like a breath of fresh air because I'm just authentic. I say how I feel. I'm just, you know what I'm saying? I'm relatable to a lot of people. And so people love that. Yeah. You know.
And see, in Birmingham, man, we have, I say we, man, because we have a bad way of pushing the next person.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? Especially if you're doing the same thing or the same field. And I know I had the experience as a gospel rapper, man. It's probably maybe a handful of gospel rappers in the city, but when I started doing music, man, I had the OGs and I had guys, pushing me. But then when I got to a certain level, it's like that push started kind of diminish. It's like, hold on, dog, we're gonna just push you right here. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, I'm like, okay, I still need kind of help in understanding this field in this area. So what more? And then that's when things started to separate with us. And I hate that we're like that in Birmingham, because it's a lot of content creators. So I'm curious, how do you navigate through that? Like when you have a lot of people doing the same thing as you and probably from the same city as you, and looking like, man, dang, LHUT, man, he get on TV, how he on Fox 6, how he award winner, how he doing this? He doing the same thing I'm doing. Like, does that how you navigate through that, all that commotion and people just talking?
Oh, that's a good question. That's a great question, actually, because I literally had a conversation with one of my friends, or actually it was my cousin. Me and her was talking, and I was talking to her about that exact question. And I think that, sometimes people like to pit you against other people. That's just the natural thing to do. That's natural,
right.
I think the thing that really separates me is that, to be honest with you, I swear, and I mean it's in the most humble way, I'm just running my own race. Yeah. I really don't be concerned with what nobody else doing. I really genuinely, from the bottom of my heart, do. And I know when people say that, sometimes they just be saying that's just fluff, but I really don't. I mean, I commend everybody on their own individual journey, but I'm running my own race. You know what I'm saying? I'm not looking to the left or the right. I'm looking straight ahead.
Right.
And so I don't concern myself with what other people have going on. So the noise don't really bother me. The only time that I even hear about what somebody else is doing is either or see what somebody else is doing is either we follow each other and I see it and I engage with it, like it or whatever, or somebody else brings it to my attention.
Right.
But I'm never trying to figure out what nobody else doing. I'm not trying to figure out nobody else's moves because I'm making my own. You know what I'm saying? Right. And so the noise don't really bother me as much as it probably do other people, because I have other people come to me like, oh, you see they trying to do this. I'm like, I don't care.
Yeah.
It's enough
just
for everybody.
This. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, at the end of the day, can't nobody be LHUT but LHUT. That's it. So as many people want to start doing it or try to do it, that's fine.
Right.
It ain't gonna stop nothing. And as far as like the opportunities and stuff that come, I think that, again, the people that put me in those positions, of course, ultimately it's God, but obviously it's alignment there because they see me fitting into whatever it is that they have going on. Right. For instance, me being a part of TED Talk. Yeah. I could have never foresaw that. I watched it for a number of years or whatever, but I didn't think about that in my mind. Yeah. But they saw a story in me from me telling my story the way I'm telling it to you right now. They're like, somebody needs to hear about this homegrown talent that we have right here, and how important it is to. The name of my talk was "Bloom Where You're Planted" because it's important to talk about. And so all those things kind of just make me realize that I'm doing my thing my way, and whatever anybody else is doing, it's just not. It don't faze me.
That's important. Yeah. Have you have any thought come to your mind about doing a book?
Yes.
Okay.
Absolutely.
And when in your book, would it be more so like, I know of course your journey, but would it be more so like, okay, like a content creator or business type, or like, oh, this is my journey, this is how
I think that I think because I am the way I am, I think it'll encompass everything. To be honest with you, I think you'll walk away with feeling inspired, but you'll also walk away with getting some like nuggets and some advice about the content creating space or whatever. Okay. I don't ever think I'll do anything as far as writing a book about being a content creator. I just don't. Yeah. Only because I just think that when you are doing something like that, you're selling people a hope and a dream. Yeah. And I think that I know that when you are becoming a content creator, it's one of those things that cannot be planned out, because mine wasn't planned. So why would I give somebody something that wasn't my story? That's good. It was a plan. It was God's plan, but it wasn't in my plan. So I can't literally sit down and write out a roadmap for somebody to get somewhere. Right. However, I will give advice as it relates to being in the space once you're in there.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Once you realize that, okay, I got some traction, I got some motion, this is a thing, I can give you advice from that standpoint. And I even said, like, if I decide to do like a creator workshop or something, I would want to have sponsors and make it free for people. I wouldn't want to like take people money from something that's free on the internet.
That's giving just straight gems, man, because a lot of people hop into this space and thinking it's just easy or thinking it's just, and it, like you said earlier, it can get draining, and it can't get to the point where you like, I'm not getting no motion, I'm not seeing any audience coming my way, I just want to give up.
I think that as far as that's concerned, I always tell people the moment you get ready to give up and you keep going, that's when but if you give up, how you ever know?
Yeah, you never know.
You know what I'm saying? Like when I was posting, because I was posting videos before the video went viral.
Okay.
And nothing. We had 45 views, 20 views, you know, just for the fun of it. Nothing. I ain't wasn't expecting nothing out of it.
Yeah.
Then that one video, you know what I'm saying?
Went crazy.
I could have said, okay, ain't nobody watching my videos. I ain't finna keep posting these videos. You know what I'm saying? But I kept posting because that's something that I wanted to do. And you see what happened with that.
Right.
So I would always tell people, don't give up on yourself. Like you got to bet on you, even if you got to do it delusionally. And that's what it feels like sometimes, because I used to feel crazy posting videos. I'm like, ain't nobody watching these. I feel like I'm talking to myself.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But sometimes that's the type of journey that you have to walk on to get to where you're trying to go.
Yeah. Let's talk about brands and endorsements now. Obviously, you're a walking brand now. And your phrase, and every time you what's up, cousins, you know what I'm saying? It's like it's becoming like a brand.
Yeah.
You know when most folks just may say what up, cuz, or what up, it's like your tone and how you say it and how you present it's like, oh, that gotta be LHUT. You know what I'm saying? Is that something you think you're gonna run with that brand's like, where it's like, hey man, this my stuff. You know what I'm saying? Somebody come around with another video, another country around like, what's up, cuz? And is that something you think this is considered thought like, man, I got to brand this, I got to keep this myself. You know what I'm saying? Because people can do something, and you know what I'm saying?
Well, here's the thing. That question is a loaded question. I'm gonna unpack it for you though. So as far as like the word cousin, nobody can own that.
Right.
Nobody can trademark that.
Right.
Nobody. So not me, not nobody else. Because when I first started, it was somebody in Birmingham who had an issue with me saying it, because apparently they referred to their followers as cousins.
Okay.
And so after doing my research and speaking with attorneys, I learned that, well, everybody can say it if they want to in their videos. Because none of us can own the word, because it's owned by...
No matter how you misspell it, how you spell it, nothing can nothing. Wow.
I mean, you can do variations of the word.
Right.
But I'm talking about in the sense of the way it's originally spelled.
Right.
Nobody can own that.
Of course. Okay.
And so that's what makes me content with it, because I don't necessarily feel like I got to run out and try to own anything because nobody can own it or whatever. And then too, if somebody came out and at this point and said that, I think that people that follow me and have been following me for a long time, they will automatically they will handle that.
Right.
They would feel like, you know, how they feel about it or whatever. Right. But I don't really care about that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But that really just started so organically.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It really did, because I was posting the videos, and the first video went viral, and a couple more. Then, you know, people was watching or whatever, and then a girl. I don't even remember her or who she was or what her name was, but she posted a comment. She was like, you know what? You feel like one of my cousins. Like, you feel so relatable. Like, you just feel like somebody that would be in my family.
Wow.
And the very next video after that, I was like, what's up, cousins?
Yeah.
You know, I just literally said it after that or whatever. And it just kind of took off from there. I didn't plan that. I didn't sit down and be like, what can I call my followers? You know what I'm saying? I didn't think about it in that way. But I'm just like, it's such a thing that our people have done for so long. Right. You could be in high school with somebody, and you just in Carver when I was in high school, we've been calling each other cousins. I have a friend to this day, we still refer to each other as cousins. Right. And she's like, why would you go out and start calling all your followers cousins? You've been calling me. Right. So it's just what we do in our culture.
Okay. So are we looking at like endorsements coming and being tied to your names coming? Because I know you have the LHUT meal. What was the concept behind that meal? Like what was the concept behind that whole thing?
Well, so I had went to it's at Jake's Soul Food Cafe.
Okay.
I had went there to try out another special that they had going on, which was some tacos. And when I was there, this is my first time, I think, meeting the owner. And she came up to me and she was like, I have something I want to talk to you about or whatever. And I was like, okay, cool. And she was like, well, I have this idea. She said, I had it on my vision boards in January. Now, mind you, this is in like March.
Okay.
And she was like, I had it on my vision board since January, and I only have you in mind for it. And I was like, what's up? She was like, I want to do a meal for you. I want to do your own special meal. And I was like, okay. And she was like, we could meet about it. We could talk about it, plan it out, and, go through the thing. So this was like in March. So we met like maybe a week or so later, and then we talked about like what would it be called? And because originally they was like, I think, the cousin's meal. What I was like, no. I was like, I want my name to be associated with it.
Yeah.
My shortened name, of course, not Ladarrius, like the LHUT meal.
Right.
And I was like, I wanted to be called the LHUT meal. And so they was like, yeah, we love that or whatever. And so we just went through, came up with like the logo, the brand, like the whole. They did. It was amazing, like the whole thing, because she really came up with like a whole marketing campaign, and we worked all summer really on it. It was just working behind the scenes on it, and nobody knew about it, but we was working. And then we figured out, but like maybe around like April, May, we figured out, okay, well, what we want the meal to be.
Right.
And I told her, I was like, look, the only thing that will work for me is something that's not already on the menu. It got to be something exclusive.
Right.
And so I was like, everybody know I love salmon.
Yeah. Okay.
I had said something else at first, but then that was just, it wasn't gonna work out. But so that's kind of how that happened.
Wow. Yeah. That's dope. And that's gonna be sold pretty much all year long. How does that work?
It's a special. So it's like a 3 or 4 month special or whatever. Okay. August is every Friday. Then moving forward, September, October, November, it'll be on the weekends. You can get it Friday, Saturday, or Sunday.
Okay. Yeah. So do you have anything that's like any endorsement? People call and say, man, we want you to endorse this. We want you to do this. Anything that you got coming up, like just people just.
Well, it's a lot of stuff I do, but of course how contracts go.
Oh yeah.
But previously though, I this past summer and stuff, I've worked with McDonald's.
Okay, yeah, I remember. Okay,
I did 2 campaigns with McDonald's, Captain D's, but I do actually got some stuff coming up, like some exciting things that I have coming up that I'm excited about. Okay. That type of stuff for me, brand deals and campaigns and working partnerships and stuff like that is the fun thing, right? Because it gives me the opportunity to merge my world with another already existing brand world. And it's so much fun for me because it just elevates you and just, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like it's fun.
Let me ask you this, and I'm gonna get you up out of here. What I'm curious, what is success for LHUT? What would you say is success? You get here and you're like, okay, not necessarily I can relax or I'm here, but everybody has a part in their life where they get to the point where like, okay, look around, I made it. I'm here.
Yeah.
I'm in this space that, with the grace of God and with my supporters, I'm here. What would you call success for you? What would be the final, the top of it all? Like, this is it.
I think success for me is just, I always tell people, I just want to live a very comfortable, peaceful life.
Right.
I want to continue to do all the things that make me happy. Like, creating content is, it may seem like a lot, but it's a thing that I enjoy doing.
Right.
Going and filming, that's fun, but even funner part is when I get to edit it and be creative in that way. Okay. So as long as I continue to enjoy it, that's success for me, because when you do something that you love,
right,
the residuals from that is just that is just the fruits of your labor.
Right.
You've worked hard for something, and you have gone in and you've created something so beautiful. I mean, these videos, they're probably like a minute and 30 seconds or whatever, but you're editing down like 10, 12 minutes and then you got to be able to tell a story in that, and you got to be able to keep people engaged. And but it's fun for me, and I love that. So that's what success is for me, and everything else that comes with it is beautiful. The money, the notoriety, all those things, but that's superficial. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I just want to be at peace. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to ever do nothing that's gonna make me feel dark, like a dark cloud.
Yeah,
and the creation of the content, that's why they call it a content creator. For me, that's my favorite part, and that's the most important part to me. Everything else that come with it, like the people talking, the crazy talking, everything else that come with it, it don't really matter to me, because the most important part and the thing that makes me feel the most success is when I get to create that content.
That's good. Any advice can you give to these next up and coming, this generation of content creators? Not necessarily just content creators, but business owners, entrepreneurs. Because you let's be clear, you're not just a content creator. You're in the realm of a business owner. You're in the realm of an entrepreneur. Be realistically. But any advice would you give to those younger generation coming up? Like, hey man, I know you want to give up, but let's not give up. Or I know. Look at me. For example, I'm a kid from the north side, and I would never dream of this. You see what I'm saying? What advice would you give them?
Well, first off, I'm gonna say that I've been working in marketing for 11 years.
Okay.
So before I became a content creator, I was working with small to medium businesses on marketing campaigns. Okay. So, as far as just people that are wanting to be content creators or thinking about giving up or just wanting to pursue it and just scared to do it, I think that, like I said, I was, again, having a conversation with my cousin yesterday, and I told her that, for me, I come from I didn't have the best life. I had everything I needed in most cases, but not necessarily everything that I wanted. And life wasn't always sweet. You know what I'm saying? But I made the best out of it from what I had or whatever. Okay. And so, but one thing I always have had is I've always had drive, and I've always had the want to be something, to be somebody. Like I said, well before I became an influencer, I already had a master's degree at that point. You know what I'm saying? So I had already been through all of that. So I always kind of went after what I wanted or whatever. But in a space of where you have to be, you have to be up for public opinion. Yep. B, you have to try to, in that, be authentically yourself. Right. And then you have the pressure of, well, is it going to actually work out for me? It's just so many things that play in your head. Right. But I always tell people you got to get out of your head, and you have to get out of your own way. Right. Because yes, you're going to be up for public opinion. People are going to have something to say. Yeah. And you are going to get to a point where you feel like you want to give up. Because I've been there, Right. And not just in the sense of content creating and life in general. Yeah. You know? Yeah. I think it all plays together. You're going to get to a point where you feel like, well, what's my purpose? Because literally right before the content creating thing happened, I was asking myself that. I'm like, God, what's my purpose? You know what I'm saying? I feel like I had done so much up until that point, and I just couldn't seem to find that purpose. Right. And I know for most people, they have a kid and they say that's their purpose or whatever, or they start a business. People have their different things, right. but I just couldn't find mine. I had done everything that I thought I could do. Started my own business, got the degrees, got the house, got the car. Nothing was making me feel a sense of purpose. But when I turned the camera on and I started recording content, I realized that my purpose is to be a vessel for people and to be a person that gives people hope and make people okay and proud of where they from. Right. You know what I'm saying? Right. Because for a long time, Birmingham has been looked at as this place that it's impossible to do anything. Yep. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And at the end of the day, you can literally be where you're from and make it happen in your hometown. You don't even got to leave. Right. A lot of people feel like they got to go somewhere else to make that dream possible or whatever. So it's about staying the course. And it's about being okay with no's and being okay with L's because they're going to happen. Right. But that make you more resilient. Yeah. And I just always try to tell people, do it from a place of authenticity, whatever that is. Right. You may not be LHUT and you in your videos and you just saying whatever you want to say and comical and people right. But that's just my natural personality. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But that may not be yours. You know what I'm saying? Be authentically who you are. Right. And if that's meant, if God has that plan for you to be this whoever, it's gonna happen. Regardless, you don't gotta try to pretend. You don't gotta try to put on. Right. Just be you. Be consistent, and keep going.
Right, that's amazing. That's amazing, man. I truly love your story, man. Very very humble dude. And like I said, I watched your journey, and even and what I like about you, like you said, you in this new space, but it doesn't change you. Because you have a lot of people get to certain areas and certain levels of life, and it changes them because of the notoriety.
You know what? I think that, and when I used to hear this, I used to always think, I'm like, that can't be true.
Mm-hmm.
When people used to say you don't change, the people around you change,
Mm-hmm.
that's what I think it is.
Yeah.
I think that, for me personally, my personal take on it is, sometimes, if I'm being honest with you, I be minding my own business,
Right.
and people come up to me, and I instantly have to snap back into. I'm like, I've been forgot.
Yeah.
Like I'm like, oh, people know me. You know what
Right.
I'm saying? I don't walk around with that in my head all the time. I don't wear that on me. I don't go in places feeling obligated to be. I need to. If it's a weight, then you need to see. I'm not doing all that.
Right.
I'm just a normal, regular person, and I want to keep that. And that's one of my number one prayers to God always is to make sure to keep my heart humble. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
Because first of all, I'm not even that type of person. I don't be on that type of time. I'm very, and I don't even like the spotlight to be on me like that.
I got you. Yeah.
I mean, even though it's gonna be, I don't go nowhere looking for it to be on me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
As much as I can hide in the back, you can ask anybody, they like, oh, I'm like, no, I'm cool.
Yeah.
I'm coming. I go somewhere and they like, we got hell in the middle. I'm like, oh God.
Yeah, like,
You know
come
what
on, I'm trying to sneak in.
Yeah, I'm trying to run and hide.
Yeah.
So I don't be going to look for that or
Right.
whatever.
Right.
So yeah, it's just, I always just pray to remain humble, and not get the big head because it's easy to do that.
Yeah. Did you have any like weird fanned out experiences yet? Nobody just like, oh, hey, what up? And then ain't nobody crazy, nothing yet.
Yeah, I wouldn't necessarily even call it crazy. People can be aggressive sometimes, but I can get it though. Because
By
just
trying to get
imagine,
security tonight, man.
I'm good.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't really feel that.
Yeah,
to be honest with you,
right.
I feel like with security and stuff like that, I guess you feel a point when you need something like that. I don't feel that.
Right.
But most times, honestly, it's just people. They want to touch, they want to hug, they want to grab, they want to, they want to do all of that.
Yeah.
Which I don't mind.
Right.
I really don't. People probably, because I'm just, again, in real life, I'm just real chill.
Right.
I just be that chill, and they be expecting me to be, what's up, cut? Like,
they want to say the phrase. Say the phrase. Like, say the phrase. Like, what?
They be want me to be on, but I'm with my friends, I'm with my people, and I'm just chilling.
Right,
It's a chill vibe or whatever. But not really crazy. I honestly can truly say, people do the most crazy stuff online. In real life.
Yeah.
In real life, no.
Yeah.
That's why I tell people all the time, the internet is not a real place.
It's not.
That goes back to the giving people advice about being a content creator. It ain't real.
Yeah.
I promise it ain't.
Yeah.
It may seem like something may happen to you online, and you may feel like the world is against you and everybody hates you or whatever. But when you step outside, can I take a picture?
Yeah.
Can I have a hug? Can I, can I FaceTime my
Right.
you know
so
what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's not like that in real life.
And be like, Mama, did this? What's up, cuz?
Yeah,
dude?
yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah. So that's why I'm like, it don't really get that crazy.
Yeah.
People just be, when you got somebody that you love to watch and they right in your hometown, it's likely that you can run into them. So
Yeah.
I don't really take it personal.
But in a sense, you have to prepare your heart and prepare your mindset for that. It can get to the point where it gets to the point where you're outrageous. When you may feel like what's outrageous now, it can be 10 times worse than that. Once your brand starts to level up each, you know what I'm saying?
Well, I just I really think that my demeanor and the way that I carry myself, people don't handle me like that.
Okay.
Because I don't really I don't accept that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And also too, I think the thing is when people do approach me, they always like proceed with caution. I don't know why, but they do. And so I'm just like, it's never no,
Right.
stuff like that.
Okay.
But if it get to that point and I have to get security or whatever the case may be, I would do it.
Yeah.
Because of course I'm gonna protect me.
Right.
But it's cool. It feel like I'll be outside running to my family.
Mm-hmm.
To be honest with you,
Okay.
that's the type of environment I didn't create it.
Okay. Now, is it anything different when you around your family, when family gatherings, or are they like, my boy here? Like, you got their cousin like, hey man, what? Is it do this change a little bit?
It depends. Yeah.
Okay.
A little bit.
Let me hold some, cuz I know you got it. You know, they be like, bro.
Well,
they be because when you get to a certain point, but folks be like
well,
come on, bro.
It ain't even necessary from a monetary standpoint. People just are intrigued. To
Yeah.
be honest with you, like for my family, for really both sides of my family, to be honest with you, this is what I try to tell people. As far as like having an influencer in your family, it's an insane thing because first of all, honestly, it's a newer kind of concept.
Right.
It's not traditional. It's not like you go to your family dinner and you're like, oh, you got somebody, you got cousins over there here in med school, or you got da da da. That's the traditional thing that people talk about. Nobody really, because again, I had a level of success well before I became an influencer.
Okay.
So people always looked at me as like the smart, you know, the one who's successful, da da da. But now it's like, oh, my coworker was so much, my coworkers love you, and you know. So the conversation is not unfamiliar for me, but it's a new territory because all my family, I think everybody's just trying to get adjusted to the new reality. Because even if I post a video and I had them in there, even if it's just on my story, which, you know, people watch, they like, oh, I saw you on your nephew's story, you know. So they all just trying to get adjusted to it, but they love it though. Right.
So are you to the point where you have certain people may reach out, whether it's like a local this, local that, they want to say, hey man, share my this on your page, share this. Are you to a certain point where like you ain't doing that? Okay.
Only because I feel like I don't want to oversaturate.
Right.
So that's one thing. When I was telling you earlier about I'm cautious about what I associate myself with, what I do. I'm not a flyer posting, music sharing type of person. That's not my platform. Right. And it ain't that I don't support people. I support people in a different way, and that's what I think people get confused. Right. Because they think that if you tell them, no, I'm not gonna share your music on my page, or I'm not gonna, and that's not like necessarily like a negative thing. Right. Do you have a show coming up, or do you have something that I can, you know, something that I can come out and physically support and da da da, you know what I'm saying? Like people want that instant gratification. Because they, oh, you got a big following, so I'm gonna let you. It don't work like that. Because honestly, they can't here to see me. You know what I'm saying? So, but if you continue to just shove stuff down your followers, like you keep just giving, like it oversaturates and it waters your brand down a little bit. So I do get that a lot. Really? A lot. Yeah, and that's why I started doing like the things to do video. Okay. Because so many people was writing me about, can you share our event? Can you share our event? Can you share our event? And I'm just like, no, that's too much.
But you do. I already do the things to do, so that way
I do the things to do. Yeah. So if you got a thing that's going on in that particular month, you get it to me. It's your responsibility now. You get it to me before the month come in, before I do the video. I include it in the video. Right.
It's simple because instead of me just sharing this whole flyer,
exactly, I'm sharing multiple flyers.
Now I do a things to do video where it's like, okay, this event here, that's event,
and people love those videos. They love. I started doing them back maybe like a couple years ago, and people love them. Every single time they love them because it gives them an itinerary for the month and let them know what's going on.
Right.
So
and then you got people that's coming in the city. They can just type and say, oh, this I'm coming in this weekend. This I can do this weekend. So it's almost like you're planting different seeds to where you're going to branch out to where you're not just stagnant in this.
And those videos are the hardest one for me to do because I really have to sit down and do them. So sometimes I be like, but it's just once a month. Right. You know what I'm saying? So I don't really mind it.
Right. Yeah, because like I said, that you have the things to do videos and you have the food reviews. So it's like all these things are up under your brand, and you just plant that seed for each, and all those things gonna flourish out to a point where. And
now I mean, like I said, I did the TED talk, and so TEDx Alabaster, and so now that opens me up to a whole other world.
Right.
Being able to speak and do
public speaking in front of
that's what I'm saying. It's just like, and I would have never imagined doing that because that was probably one of the hardest things I ever did in my life. To be honest with you, super duper hard. Because we had to learn talk, and it had to be between 6 to 12 minutes, and we had to memorize. We didn't have a teleprompter. We didn't have. So I was fighting for my life this summer. I was literally doing the McDonald's. I was doing Jake's, working on that campaign. I was also working on the TED Talk. So, and then also all my other videos that I always have to do. And then it was just a whole lot on me. And I was like, I'm like, Lord, how I'm gonna make it through this? But I just like I always do, I just got it done.
Wow. Man, I really appreciate you coming by, man, stopping by on the podcast, man, and sharing your story.
I appreciate you for having me.
Man, such a humble dude, man. He may not be there with everybody else, but I reached out to him, man, and he just, he instantly showed love, and that's very much appreciated, man. I mean it from the bottom of my heart, man. My team here on the podcast, my other two co-hosts, man, we definitely appreciate the opportunity, and not just opportunity, but for you to come on and just share your story, because some people look at you and they may look at you behind the phone where they're like, oh, okay, that's LHUT, man. He probably booze, he probably he probably did, they just see this and they don't realize you're really human with feelings and this and that.
Yeah, people got a misconception for sure. I hear that more often than not, like unapproachable,
right.
And I just think that's just other people insecurity, to be honest with you. I always, one thing about me, if you had and I ain't gonna even say the guts because that make it sound like it, not even on no, just if you reach out to me, chances are whether I'm gonna do it or I'm not gonna do it, I'm gonna respond. I just don't believe in doing people like that unless it's something real crazy. I'm just like, I'm not responding to that. But like if it's something like about business wise or supporting people, because at the end of the day, you are in Birmingham, you are working towards something. You know what I'm saying? Right. What is it gonna hurt me? You know what I'm saying? And I enjoy it. You know, I love to tell my story to as many people as I can because I think that, especially right here locally, because I get asked to do stuff all the time in other places or whatever, but I'm gonna always support the people here in my city. If you got something going on and I could be a part of it and it fits what I have going on, it makes sense for me, I'm gonna do it.
Right. Okay. So y'all heard it here, man. He will do a TED Talk at the Palace. Anybody?
I'm not doing I'm not doing that because first of all, Ted is gonna sue me and the Palace.
We're gonna do a conversation at the Palace. We're gonna sit right in the middle of the pole when everybody has round table. Supporting black business though.
I probably won't be at the Palace.
But man, I appreciate you, real talk, man, from the bottom of my heart, man. I appreciate you, man. Just come on and share your story, man. Right here on the off the clock combos, man. We really appreciate it, man. We enjoy these type of moments. We enjoy uplifting people, man, especially right here in the city.
And keep going with your music.
Yeah, I am, man. I got to a point where it's almost like a give up stage.
Don't give up.
And not necessarily just I got in my own head. Because the genre that I'm in and the space that I'm in, very critical. Mm-hmm. You know, a lot of eyes, just like yourself. A lot of people looking at it. A lot of people waiting for you to mess up. A lot of people watching everything you do. What I post this, I post that, or he shared, and I genuinely enjoy music. I genuinely enjoy writing music. And my style of music, which is gospel rap, is relatable to not necessarily to the people behind the four walls in the churches, but it's related to the street dudes in the streets. You know, I even had dudes, real thug type dudes, like, bro, when you gonna drop some music? That was inspiring to me. You know what I'm saying? Not with people, not the minister in the church asked me to drop music, but the homies on the street were like, bro, when you gonna drop some music? I'm like, bro, you listen to my, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. And that's inspiring me, man. So that got me kind of back in the groove. Like, okay, Josh, you have to get back doing what you love.
Yeah.
Don't give up on what you love because of what somebody else may think or the lack of support thereof. Because that can be challenging when people doing some things they truly love and you're supporting out there, not even from your own family.
Well, I think, don't even get me started on that. First of all, if you wait on your family to make you famous, you are out your mind. Right. You know what I'm saying? I'm just being honest because that's not going to happen.
Right.
Just, first of all, logistically and numbers-wise, that's not even possible. Right. There's not enough people in nobody's family to make them famous. Right. I don't think so. Right. But also, too, they're going to be the last people to catch on. Mm. But it's okay because my family... I'm gonna keep it cordial for the sake of this, but a lot of them now are super excited to say that they are a part associated with me.
You're right.
But at the end of the day, the grind is just you and you only. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I know that with a music journey, it can be taxing, it can be expensive, it can be all these things or whatever. But you, to me, the way I look at music artists, because again, I've been working in marketing for a long time. Just a piece of advice to you: you got to put together something that is, even if it's like an EP, a 5-song EP, that's just so good and like just different and just so like game changing.
Right.
That it's undeniable, and you got to push it like the old school way. Go out and hand out CDs. Like you got to really like work it. Like it's 2005. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. And because a lot of people get so caught up with social media and thinking that that's gonna be your. No, you got to get out here and grind and hustle for it. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And just make a product that's worth doing all that for. Yeah. And I'm not saying your music is not, because I haven't really heard it in that capacity or whatever, but I'm sure it's good. Right. You know what I'm saying? And so just keep going and don't stop. Because if you do stop, then, I mean, how do you ever know? Yeah. 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 And network. You got to network. Yeah, you got to put yourself out there. Yeah. Relationships are important. I literally went to a meeting the other day, and one of the guys in there, he got like a PR firm. He was talking about the importance of like relationships and just building relationships. Yeah. And I know that to be true, because a lot of the stuff that I do now and that I'm a part of is because of relationships, just meeting people and people meet me and knowing me and referring me, and you know, it happens like that. So that word of mouth is something serious. And don't worry about who don't support you. Yeah. Yeah. That like I said, that and that ain't just for me, y'all, but that's for everybody. But I definitely need to hear that. But you know, just when you struggle through a lot of things and battle through a lot of things, it can get to the point where it can be overbearing. Yeah. And just even with this podcast, man, I've been doing the podcast. I've been in the podcast world maybe about 4 or 5 years, and this is my second go around. And I got to the point where I'm in a space where I have peace. You see what I'm saying? Because I enjoy doing it. You know, just as much as I enjoy making music. So it's like once you find that peace, and once you find that comfort level where you're like, okay, I enjoy doing it. Like yourself, like, I enjoy doing this. I wake up every morning. I enjoy giving content. I enjoy making music. I enjoy with the cameras on and I can talk to people in the podcast world. Or I enjoy me. That's when you know for a fact that you found peace. Absolutely. You know, not necessarily the money, not necessarily the notoriety, not necessarily because you're well known in the city, but it's like you're doing something you have peace in. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Even a 9-to-5er have some type of peace in their job because they just enjoy their job. Not all 9-to-5ers are miserable in job. I hate that people are like, you got 9-to-5, you miserable. Not everybody, because you have some cats that grind from 12-hour shifts and love it. Well, you have people that went to school for a specialized career and they working in that field, and that's what they wanted to do for the rest of their life. So you're right. Right.
So it's like, you know, you like you said, you focus on yourself and not worry about what everybody else have to think. As long as you have peace in that area, man, that surpasses everything. Absolutely. That's everything, man. I enjoy this show, man. Listen, if you guys want to check out this show, man, y'all please go to all our social medias, Off the Clock Combos, everything. It's on IG, TikTok, OnlyFans. Y'all do all that. Yeah, we got OnlyFans. It's like, what? Wait a minute. What did I sign myself up to? Nah, but for real, man, y'all check us out on all social medias, man. Off the Clock Combos, man. I enjoy myself. Man, Hut, it was nice meeting you, man. Thank you for having me. Thanks for coming on, man. We are signing out right here. We Off the Clock. Peace.